Hello friends, in this video we will be creating a Python program that will compute the area of a kite. So what I've done here is I've opened a calculator from online created by Hannah Pamula. She's really good at creating these calculators that computes different shapes, whether it's area, perimeter, volume, and so on. So in this case we're interested in area of a kite. That's what I've chosen. You can change the shapes to parallelogram, trapezoid, and so on. So the option is kite, and then we can find the area given the diagonals, or we can find it given two n-equal sides and an angle between them. So given two sides and an angle. So given the diagonals, it looks something like this. This is going to be side E, and the program will, or in her calculator, she asks for us to enter side E and F, and then she computes the perimeter. And option 2 is that we know sides A and B, and then there is an angle between them. And given those three pieces of information, we can find the area. So that's how we do that. There are three user inputs basically here that we can input numbers. We will do that later though. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to jump into our program. This is VS Code here. Let's go back all the way to the top. Created a file called kite.area.py and then imported everything from math. So the first few functions are for user. The first function is a print menu that does basically what she asks the user also. So this is the choices given to the user to choose from, the options. The first option is diagonals, and then the second option is two sides and an angle between them. So next things we have are getting side A through side F here, or side H, but we're only going to be using maybe the first one, and then the first, and then we're definitely going to be using side E and side F here also, but we will not be using all of these functions that are in this program. These are tools in our toolbox we'll be using for future programs that we will look at creating areas and perimeters of different shapes. That's why they're there. So I don't have to keep copying and pasting and putting in different programs the ones that we need. So we can just put them in once and not worry about it. We also have angles here. We will need one of the angles for this program. We have theta. Maybe we will use that one, but let's actually run into our first function here. This is the first function that we're going to build. It already has the try, except, else blocks. In the try block, we will get the user inputs, and then the except block is exception handling. It says invalid input if it's a string or a number, a negative number here in this case, or else is going to compute the area of the kite. And it's rounded to 3 decimal places here, like so. And then we have a second function that does the same thing, but this is given two sides and an angle. That's what I named that function. And in our main function, well, this is the main kite area function here. And we will call the first function if choice is 1, set flag to false, and then the program exits. Or if the user chooses option 2, we call the second function kite area given two sides and an angle. And then we set flag to false, and we exit the program. If the user chooses to do that or not. If in the main function, we call this kite area function here. That's the main function of the kite. And then it'll call that function, it does all the calculations, prints to the user, and then if the user chooses to do so, it'll exit the program or not. And then lastly, we call main. All right, so let's go into our first function, and then let's start building it. So in the try block, we are interested in two sides and an angle. So let's look at, in our case, it's going to be E and F that we're going to be interested in. That's two sides and an angle. That would be option 1, just given two diagonals. So that's the one I'm interested in. So E equals, let's copy and paste, get side E. So get side E. So just going to copy and paste that here. And then F equals get side F. Let's change that to F. Okay. All right. And then in the else block, obviously, we can copy and paste this line of code here, and then go here and paste it and delete it from down here. Otherwise, we have an error. All right, so that's the first function. We get the user inputs for the two diagonals, and then we compute the area and print the results. All right, and then for the second function, we are interested in two sides and an angle. So here we are going to borrow sides A and B. So copy and paste side A. So come down here. So A equals get side A, and then B equals get side B, like so. All right, so we get the user inputs for those two, and then in the else block, we are gonna copy and paste this one. Actually, we will need theta also, so we have to put that in there also. So That's why this theta is underlined right now, because we are not getting theta. We need to get that as user input also. So theta is, I believe it's called get theta. Yeah, it's just copy and paste this one and then come down here and where is it? Okay, right here. All right, that's it for our functions. We've created in the first function, we are getting user input for the two diagonals, and then we compute the area. Or if option 2 is chosen, two sides and an angle, we get sides A and B, and then theta is the angle in between those, and then we compute the area and print the results. So let's go ahead and run our program and check exception handling first of all. All right, let's go ahead and run our code. So let's choose option 1, given diagonals, where let's enter some strings and so on. Let's check exception handling. So we enter R, this is invalid input. We're gonna enter a number. So enter 5.1, and then diagonal F 6.7 and 17.085. Let's check that with the calculator here. So we're gonna choose option 1 here, and then 5.1 and then 6.7. So 17.085. So that is the correct way to compute the perimeter. And then this, in her calculator, let's look at option 2, and then we enter sides. We're gonna enter 21. Side B, we're gonna enter 15, and then angle, let's do 33 oops. Does enter, it shouldn't enter that, okay. In her program, she hasn't restricted the user from inputting values greater than 180 degrees, but in our program, we will be doing that. But 33.3, that's the input I was interested in, gives us the perimeter or area of 172.94. So let's enter that into our own program. Let's go back and hit R, whatever, and then choose option 2. We're going to enter 21, 15, and then 33.3. So 172.942. Let's double check. Yes, we get the same value. She has 2 decimal places. We have 3. Let's lastly check our program. Let's hit R again and then check it again. For option 2, we're going to enter a side 3.1. B, let's enter that, 5, whatever, and then theta, we're going to enter 181. See? It says it must be between 0 and 180 degrees. If we enter -6, it does the same thing. So we have to enter a correct value here. So enter 40, and then we get the area here. All right, so that's how we create a program that will compute the area of a kite using Python. Thanks for watching.